Happy Friday, friends. It is The Moment Live with my pal, Meredith Lynch. What you missed before we came on air is that we are on one today. The girls we've got opinions and we got jokes to the point where I just spilled my coffee everywhere, and we're ready to go.
Oh my God.
What?
Nothing. I just almost dropped my phone. I'm sorry.
We are messy today,
We
which
are
makes
messy.
you all super lucky.
I sent, so if you're not seeing us on TikTok now, you'll see us on TikTok in just a minute. We're so excited to be here. We have so many topics that we're going to talk about today. Our guest for today, unfortunately, had a conflict that came up at the last minute. We can't wait to have her back. Debbie Allen, who's going to come from Tribe Midwifery, who's going to come back to us and talk about maternal health. But in the meantime, there's still so many other topics to talk about.
So many.
We have Nara Smith, who was recently on Call Her Daddy and is talking about the fact that she is not a trad wife. We're also going to talk a little bit about some other Alex Cooper things. For example, she's promoting Polymarket and I guess also sourcing to Threads for help with gestational diabetes. And which, like, you know, that's something people go through, but I'm kind of like, I know that you have a doctor on call that you can text. And I know that
it's some
if
branding.
You know, you know.
Yeah.
Then also the Lindsay Clancy trial continues. And as you know, we've been really wrapped up in this. We've been talking about it a lot, watching it a lot. And then
we're like sleep disturbed from watching it so much.
I know. And like, I think that you have to be really careful about how you consume it.
Yeah.
And yesterday I didn't watch as much as I did on the first day. I think that's probably better for me.
Yeah.
I also am one of those people that like I can kind of watch it in the background.
Yes.
And it doesn't like distract me. Like I was writing something.
Yeah. But it seeps into your subconscious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to do a little headline grab bag because there's just like a bunch of other stuff going on, and we'll get into it. And then, you know, maybe we'll throw up some comments from the chat.
Yeah.
See what you guys are into right now. But let's kick it off. Nara Smith was on Call Her Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, here's the thing. She was on Call Her Daddy, and I realized, like, I have never really seen her
as a
speak
real
or interview
person.
before.
I know. You're like, that's your real voice.
And I was like, you know what? She does nothing for me.
I know. You know, well, okay, let's talk about it. So she goes on Call Her Daddy, and they specifically talk about the trad wife of it all and whether or not she's a trad wife. Let's play the clip, and then I want to talk about Nara Smith as like a person.
Prioritizes being a homemaker. I'm a working mom. I am out in LA. I travel a lot. Sure, do I love cooking because it's my passion and because I kind of have to do it given my autoimmune? Absolutely. But that's a passion of mine. It's a hobby. It's not something that I need to be doing for what? Primary caregiver for my kids? No. My husband and I split it 50-50.
Yeah, okay, so basically Alex Cooper asks her if she's a trad wife, and Nara Smith denies it, which you and I have talked about quite a bit, about how, like, Ballerina Farm and, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at this point, I think what's happening here is that trad wife has become sort of overused, and so nobody wants to be a trad wife anymore because it's like going out of style. It's becoming cringe. It's becoming embarrassing. It's like
getting the backlash.
Well, and it's also like infiltrated beyond rich people. And so for them, I think like anybody like Nara Smith probably looks at their career in like 3-year chunks. So
and she's young.
And
too.
she's young, right? So I think like both her and Ballerina Farm are both like, oh, let me, like, Yesteryear came out.
Yes.
Like there's been the backlash to trad wives. We get it. She's a working mom, and I've thought that for a long time. But now it's like it's not that, you know, chic to be playing into these tropes as it was like a year ago when nobody, or 2 years ago when nobody really knew about them.
That's
so
what
I
I
think
was-
she's just like, okay, let me redefine this branding.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, okay, no, I agree. No, you are not a trad wife. You are a working mom who has a brand, and your brand is like chicifying. I don't know what other word is, like making trendy stay-at-home mom. And in a world where the Heritage Foundation is promoting that in public policy, like that is something, you know what I mean? Like I do think that a lot of times Alex Cooper has the same problem, is like women who are in business who take pleasure and make money off of these tropes, and then are like, but I don't want responsibility.
Trad wife is like, you know, pilot has a definition that someone can say, like, you're a pilot.
It's a license. Do you have a license to
you have
trad
a
wife?
license. Trad wife is kind of subjective.
Yes.
So like she looks up some Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Remember Urban Dictionary that
I still love Urban
me too.
Dictionary.
But like, I mean, I'm sure she just like Google searched it and that was the first thing that came up. But like trad wife is subjective.
Yes,
And
it's a cultural
so
term.
I think that like this idea of like, well, do I subscribe to all these? And it's like, well, what am I not allowed to like cooking? No, no one ever said that.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you've also been really silent. For the example, that's the first time I've ever heard your voice.
Yeah.
So that's also why I perceive you.
Otherwise, she talks like this.
Right. Oh, you're right. I have heard her
Lucky-
voice.
Oh, you've
But,
heard
like,
her voice, but
but
her voice is like, my kids wanted lifesavers, so I decided to make lifesavers. First, I took jelly. And, You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like, that
Yes.
is her
So,
shtick.
like, I just think that she, you know, doesn't want to be defined as that anymore. She probably wants to start something that's like more forward facing, which
Yeah.
is why she's going on something like Call Her
Totally,
Daddy.
yeah.
But I'm also like, she's so uninteresting to me.
I agree.
Like
yeah.
so deeply
Yeah.
uninteresting. And so I think, and it's not because that I find things like cooking or, you know, like content to be
Yeah.
boring, but I just find her to be incredibly boring.
I find something interesting. There's something very calming about her. She's like AI. She's like this like gorgeous model who like whispers through homemaking and has this beautiful house in Connecticut. Like I get it, but I also I'm like, what do you do with that? You know, like I guess Martha Stewart. I think that's what she's like trying
So that's
to do.
probably her next thing is
Oh,
like, let
for
me,
sure,
and if I'm
that.
going to build like that kind of empire, I have to be more frontward facing.
I think so. And
Yeah.
and more I'm a businesswoman than I'm you know like it is her art form, right? Like she's not really making lifesavers for her children at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning in Scaparelli.
well, like it's performative.
it's performative. And so I think probably what she's going to do now is be more like, okay, that's the performance of it. Here's like the real, you know, here's the cookbook and here's the ingredients and here's the little store in the Hamptons or, you know.
Sure. Yeah. I just find it like, I think, you know, if I look at somebody like I don't know, there's other people like Barefoot Contessa,
Yeah.
Ina Garten. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
find
yeah.
that to be so interesting.
Yeah. Well, she's
And-
such a delight.
right. Exactly. And so, I don't know. I just like, I just feel like like Alex Cooper has people on who I'm like, ooh, you could ask them something
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm
When
like,
was the last time that she asked somebody something really interesting?
I think she asked, I could be wrong, but I
Yeah.
thought she asked Hillary Duff about her fallout with her
Oh,
sister.
okay, yeah.
And I thought
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was kind of
Fair
interesting.
enough. Yeah. Because
But-
she does, I feel like this is an Alex Cooper critique, fairly, that like she is too 1 foot in that world, 1 foot out. And so
Totally.
she doesn't ask real
no,
questions.
she doesn't ask the like, yeah. But I just am like boring.
Yeah.
Like I'm just fucking bored.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
No, I agree.
I think that it's aspirational content too.
Yes.
And so, like, if you want to create something that's aspirational, you have to give people a taste that they can achieve.
That's okay. That's what I was going to say about the Nara Smith thing is like nobody else has a house in Connecticut that looks like that. Nobody has a family that looks like that. Nobody like it doesn't feel. I don't know. We're in a different era than when the Kardashians came up and we were like, yes, we want something that is a little untouchable. I think now people are like too exhausted and too broke to be like, yeah.
I think people still like aspirational, but I think that it has to feel a little less filtered. And I think that it has to, like,
Who do you think does aspirational well?
That's a great question. I mean, Alex Cooper does it better than Nara Smith.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, who else does aspirational well? Emma Grede.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. But she does it for like the generation of women that like that. You know what I mean?
True.
I like I don't think Gen Z women are like, oh yeah, I'm agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I probably am like more susceptible to
Yeah. Yeah.
my
yeah,
own. But who do you think does it well?
Who do I think does it well? I'm not the right one because I feel like the people that I think do it well are not like I'm like Amal Clooney does it well.
Right. But it doesn't have to necessarily be aspirational that you want, but like aspirational that you
think is attainable for
yeah,
other
and like
people.
also like shows moments, even if they feel very canned, of vulnerability.
You know who does it well is Alex Earl.
Yeah.
Alex Earl makes you or like even like Therapussy or I think Paige DeSorbo and Hannah Berner. I think people that you like on some level think you saw a come up on the internet. I think that's what does well, is when you're
Gotcha.
like, oh, I can see where you were just a person like me and now you're in a different stratosphere, you know?
Yeah, I just think that like, I mean, listen, this is all beautiful and great.
Yeah, they are a gorgeous
They're
family.
a beautiful family, and if you're somebody who that kind of content like connects for you, that's great. It's just not ever been for me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I like the weirdest content too, though. That's like part of my thing.
I know you do.
Yeah, like I am fucked. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Alex Cooper because,
Yeah.
you know, she's someone who comes up on the show quite a lot.
Quite a bit.
And people are always curious about her. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of her success because there's been some new numbers that came out around who's really doing well in the podcasting business.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that, unlike Alex Cooper, I didn't take the Polymarket money, but Alex Cooper did. And so I think we have a clip that I want to play of Alex Cooper promoting Polymarket. And I'm actually going to throw my headphones
me
on
too. I wanna
because
hear it.
I did see this yesterday, but we're going to play this.
Episode is brought to you by Polymarket. So everyone has that one friend. That one friend that's like, they knew the couple was going to break up. They called the surprise album drop. They somehow knew who was getting cast on the reality show before the announcement even happened. Like, we all have that friend, right? And every time you ask them how they knew, they're like, I don't know. I just had a feeling. Well, let me tell you something, Daddy Gang. Lately, I have been getting my feelings from Polymarket, okay? Polymarket, my God, how I love it. Okay, it is the world's largest prediction market, basically a place where you can trade on what's actually going to happen across pop culture, entertainment, sports, relationships, and more. Everything in our life, girls, is on Polymarket. So instead of just sending these hot takes in your group chat,
Okay.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
You know what's so interesting?
tell me.
God damn it. Do you oh my God.
Sorry.
Do you ever have a friend? Do you have another one? Another paper towel?
No, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. We can't have your computer. I'm gonna talk. So you know what's interesting, you guys? I think we could get another paper towel in here for you.
I'm good.
I think I just don't want
this morning.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I think another thing that is so crazy is like sometimes I have a friend who's like, oh my God, I know when we are gonna bomb Iran next. And it's like, oh my God, you should like totally bet on Polymarket. It's my friend Don Jr. And it's also so crazy because he's like on the board of Polymarket, and also like his dad, like so like for some reason his dad like low-key always knows what's going on in Iran.
It's so crazy. Girls, Daddy Gang.
You guys, it is so interesting to me
Yeah.
that she is doing this, and it's so predatory. And I think Vienna sent it to us yesterday or 2 days ago. Basically, like now you can vote or now you can bet on like what drugs will be approved.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that really like what you know, you guys know earlier this year, I was also approached by Polymarket for like a huge amount of money. I've said it before. I think it was like something like $56,000. And
But Alex Cooper got paid so much money.
okay,
No,
now
no,
you're
no.
sounding like that guy that sat next to me.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, think about the money that Polymarket is
You
spending
guys,
right now.
when I was telling this story to a bunch of other creators, I was like, oh, you know, they offered me XYZ. And this guy was like, yeah, well, can you imagine like what they would have offered me? Because I have way more followers. I was like, okay, well, they didn't offer it to
you.
you. And
Yeah.
also like,
Right.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
And-
amazing.
And, you know
Amazing.
guess what I did? I went, I know, because I am
a
a
woman,
fucking
yeah.
pussy at the end of the day. No, but like they offered me a ton of money and
Yeah.
I turned it down. And a big part of the reason that I turned it down is, first of all, I think these apps are very predatory, but
Yeah.
like I think so. First of all, Don Jr. is on the board of Kalshi and Polymarket, and you can bet on shit like about like when is Trump going to visit China? And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, okay, so if Don Jr. knows that, all these offices in Congress are getting in trouble because people in the offices are betting on these things. And so also somebody like Alex Cooper who knows the behind the scenes.
Yes. I also like this. This is one of those things that I'm so convinced in my bones that in like 5-10 years from now, there's going to be one of those like, can you believe we did this documentaries? Like, it is so blatantly
I actually will tell you that I am afraid that that's not going to happen because I'm afraid that we are moving
just
toward
moving
a
too
world where it's
fast.
just so normalized. And like, I'm like, if the Republicans keep winning and they keep control of the House and the Senate and the presidency,
Yeah.
like, I don't think the real backlash of Poly Market will ever happen. And like, also, this is all to say, because, you know, we were talking about this yesterday with a couple of people. Like, I have no problem if you want to go to Vegas and like,
No, it's a
fucking-
totally different.
Like, it's
yeah,
so different.
No, it's different to bet on like whatever, even sports betting.
I don't think
than-
you should, but like, it's not my favorite thing. But like,
but it's
I
different than
totally
betting
get
on
it.
whether we're gonna bomb Iran.
Right.
You know what? Also, this reminded me when I was saying this. You know who did a Poly Market commercial that like tripped me out? Rick Rubin.
Oh,
Isn't that wild? It's like this. It is a commercial of him like looking super zen,
Mhm.
doing like all. I really like Rick Rubin.
Okay.
Or like I did maybe even just before I saw this. Like I always thought he was a really interesting person and had really interesting perspectives on creativity, and like I liked his book and whatever. Anyways, but he's like sitting there as this like Zen guru with the wild hair, like doing all these like philosophical, conversations about like how to grasp the zeitgeist, blah blah blah. And then at the end, it's like Poly Market,
well,
and I'm like, really?
I'm not
really,
surprised.
Mr. Malibu. Sitting in lotus position, telling us how to harness creativity.
I'm not surprised at all because like the music industry is just
Yeah.
filled with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I think like, whether it's him or Alex Cooper, you're going to have to be sort of insidious to get to the point where you are.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's why when I look at it, I'm like, oh, well, why am I not more successful? And it's because I turned down thousands
Yeah.
of dollars
Yeah.
worth of things. Like,
Yep.
and it's not just Poly Market. It's so many political deals that I'm like, that doesn't feel ethical to me. But I also think that it's interesting that now she's finding a way to do it where it really targets her audience.
Yeah, I agree. The part that I found the most interesting of that whole thing is when she used the word girls. And it was like, she was like, girls in our group chat and our relationships. I was like, this is so, because Poly Market, I think, started and is known as like sort of like a more male
Totally.
space.
And it was like, I think it started as like more like sports
Sports
betting.
betting that
and
went
then
into-
it
yes.
started to, and also like it wasn't, I think, allowed in every single state at first.
Yep,
Like,
that's right.
and so I think, do you think there's a difference between doing like DraftKings and doing Poly Market?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
I mean, I don't know. I think that I think sports betting is just totally different for one thing. I don't think it's nefarious in the same way because it can't really. I mean, I don't know sports that well, but I can't really affect the outcomes of the world. Whereas, like betting on things that are like legislation and international affairs, like that can have like real life and death consequences, I think,
Yeah.
and can influence people making those decisions. Whereas, like, a basketball game is a basketball game, and whoever's going to win the basketball game is going to win the basketball
Unless
game.
they throw it.
That's true.
That's
true.
where it gets.
That's
but
true.
that's where it gets.
That's true.
It's like it's one thing to throw a basketball game. It's another to attack Iran because you have so much money.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Poly
Right.
Market.
Exactly. It's like a basketball game is a basketball game, and I also think like. Just like the breadth of things that you can bet on is probably really dangerous for our brains.
Let's
you
look
know?
at. I'm gonna look up like something really dangerous that you can bet on Poly Market on right now. Okay, let's see.
I'm curious if our audience does any Poly Market betting. So like drop it in the chat.
Well, and
if
here's the
you-
thing. Will the U.S. invade Iran before 2027? That's something you can vote on right now.
That's crazy.
What will Trump say during the
Cabinet
cabinet meeting? I mean, these are all things that Don Jr.
Even Michigan Democratic Senate primary winner. It's like, think about the money that could be poured into that. Like, we know that political money is being poured into content creators. I could totally see PACs like dumping money into prediction markets so people believe their candidate is doing better than they think. You know what I mean? Like,
1000%. How many times will Elon Musk tweet this week? That's something you can bet on. You guys,
this has to be so bad for our brains.
It's so bad. I think the other thing that I was going to say is then Alex did something really interesting because she got a lot of backlash for that video.
Did she?
Yes, she got a lot of backlash yesterday. A lot of people were, criticizing her for this. And like, to me, it comes as no surprise, but they were criticizing her. And then I noticed she does what she thinks she does so well, but my ass sees right through it, is then she throws up a video and she's like, hey guys, like either she thinks she has or she does have gestational diabetes, which like, listen, that sucks. Like I, don't wish that on, I'm going to wish gestational diabetes on you. Like, that is my wish for
That is
you.
my wish for you. That's
No,
like
I don't want anyone. I want everyone to have
course.
like the best pregnancy
Sure.
and feel healthy and
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But then she puts up a video where she's in the bathroom. She's like washing her face and she's like, hey guys, so like gestational diabetes. And all the comments are like, fuck you. Like you're doing Polymarket. This is totally a distraction because this is what people like her do.
Yes,
is like
totally.
They get in trouble for one thing and then they're like, remember I'm
I'm
pregnant.
a baby. I
Well,
know, and she
she-
does this a lot. I mean, we've talked about this on the show before. Is I think that she will get in trouble and then cloak herself in womanhood in a weird way. Like, if that makes sense, is like she uses the sort of like whatever, dog whistle isn't the right word exactly, but like these cultural things to make us be like, oh well, she's a girl,
What
Aw.
is I can't read it. I feel
It's
like
her looking sad about, I'm sure, gestational diabetes.
I'm sad because people were mean to me about Polymarket. And I think that is weaponization of white womanhood
Yes,
too.
no, exactly. It's
because-
like and it's bad for everybody. It's bad for it's bad for women because then it's like not taken seriously.
right,
you
and
know?
also like don't act like you don't have some fucking doctor on call that you can talk to about gestational
yeah, you're not the
diabetes.
same. You just got millions of dollars from Polymarket. I think
Especially
you're
when we're
probably
having these
fine.
conversations
Yeah.
about maternal health.
Yes.
And instead, like, I don't know. There's probably weird fucking maternal health things you can bet on Polymarket. Like,
yeah, I bet you can bet on the Lindsay Clancy case.
I'm looking up if you can bet on abortion. Because that's something that they always say, Alex is really passionate about.
Abortion.
Oh,
care.
will Missouri abortion and sex change for minors ban pass? First of all, who submitted that one? Because it's worded so badly. Idaho passes ballot measure legalizing abortion. So like Alex, on the one hand, you are like, I'm going to have Kamala Harris on because I am all about women's reproductive health care. And then you make videos promoting Polymarket that has things that are like, will the Virginia Abortion Protection Amendment pass? That's fucking hypocritical. You're the most
Yeah.
hypocritical fucking bitch. I'm so sick of her shit.
Okay, I want to talk very quickly about. She's also one of the highest paid podcasters.
Well, good for her because there's a fucking literacy crisis in this country. So
Yes.
people buy her bullshit.
Yeah,
So
100%.
sick of her.
Yeah. So can we throw up that list, Vienna? Is
Someone goes,
Forbes?
this conversation is awkward. Why? I don't think it's awkward.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the highest paid podcaster, she is one of them. They're all there's not a single woman of color on this list. Alex Cooper is like pretty high up there. It's all blonde white women who are on this list. And
Everyone
it's
here is
all
a fucking grifter.
yeah, it's all the same people that have been. Yeah, there's nobody on here that's doing anything that I would say is like making the world a better place
Well,
necessarily.
I don't know. Like, I think what TPBN has
Yeah.
done is actually really fascinating
I
and
agree.
interesting.
I agree.
I think like
I guess Crooked Media, they do interesting things.
yeah, and so I mean, listen, they can't help if they're successful,
Yeah,
Rebecca. Like, what are you gonna do?
Hate the player, not the game, not the player.
But
Bill
hold on.
Simmons, Jay Shetty.
I think like Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo are funny. Like,
18 million is wild.
I know,
I
it's
did
great.
not realize that
Yeah.
they are doing that well. What do you think they make that money off of?
brand deals.
Also, Scott Galloway.
But, like,
I was like, this Scott Galloway will follow me forever and ever.
Also, like, how's he there but Kara's not?
Prof G, Scott's a money genius.
Okay.
Scott's a money genius, and I mean,
Kara's a
Kara's
journalist. I mean,
yeah,
like, I
it's
know
a
she
different,
does
yeah,
very well,
like
but
Kara
yeah,
does really,
yeah.
really well, but I don't think they have the same. I don't know if they
Like
have the
Pivot.
same goals.
So that does not include Pivot? Any of his
No.
Pivot money?
because it says Prof G Media, and so I
Okay.
think this is about
Oh,
his
yes,
personal
Prof
media.
G Media does not have Pivot under it because
No.
that is part of
And Prof G Media started after I left Pivot. Like
Oh,
it's a
okay.
different
Yep.
it's a different thing.
Andrew Huberman. Oh my God, what a fucking grifter!
Yeah. And Jay Shetty, also
Oh
a
my
grifter.
God. I mean,
I know
like,
so many grifters on this list.
how many? Let's go through each one and decide if everybody who's a grifter and who's
Who's
not.
not,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Number one, grifter.
I don't know. I don't know if Joe Rogan's a grifter. I think he's an idiot, but I don't think he's a grifter.
He's a grifter because one minute he's like, yeah, actually, like maybe like the ICE deportations have gone too far, and then he's at the fucking White House.
Yeah, that's true.
Grifter. I think that John and Jordy are great. I don't think they're grifters.
I don't think that they are grifters, but I do think OpenAI is grift.
Oh yeah.
So
I
you
mean,
know.
yeah. Okay.
Stephen Bartlett. You know, I feel like I hear about. I always hear rumblings of grifter, but I don't have.
That's what I hear too. So
yeah.
we're gonna go grifter. You guys can weigh in the chat.
Yeah, weigh in the chat. Ashley Flowers, not a grifter.
I don't know her. I've
Oh,
never heard of her in my life.
Oh, so she's like an old school. She has like a true crime podcast
Oh, okay,
company.
cool.
And what I think is interesting about her is it is out of Indiana. I believe Indiana. It is out of a rural place in the middle of the country. And like if you want to work for her, you must go there.
I'll do it.
I mean, for 42 million.
Bye,
But
guys.
part of what I think that's interesting is like so much of media is LA, New York, DC.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that with her success, what she did was say, like, no, we have to build something
No, that's
in
great.
a different part of the country. So,
you
not
guys,
grifter.
I'm sorry that I don't know who Ashley Flowers is. They're mad at me. I mean, these next three guys are not grifters.
Not
They're very
grifters.
talented actors and comedians.
Not grifters.
grifter.
Mel Robbins, grifter.
I don't think that Jason and Travis are grifters.
Not grifters.
Alex, I would say,
Grifter.
is a grifter.
Yeah.
The crooked guys are not grifters.
Not grifters. Charlemagne the God, not grifter.
No.
Not grifter.
Dax
Shepard,
is definitely
grifter.
a grifter.
Amy Poehler, TBD. I think so far not a grifter.
I say no.
I say no.
I have heard good things about her behind the scenes. That's why I say no.
Okay. I say no. I don't think she's a grifter, but I do feel frustrated that, I mean, I guess with all of these people, because podcasting used to be something totally different, that like these people get to surge to the top of the world of podcasting
Mhm.
while like the creative industry crumbles beneath it. It doesn't make her a grifter, it makes the industry a grift. Bill Simmons, not a grifter.
Jay Shetty, definitely.
Jay
a grifter.
Shetty, epitome of grifter. Joe Budden, grifter, yeah?
I don't know him well enough.
Yeah, I guess I don't either. I know him by name.
Tucker is a grifter.
Tucker's a grifter.
Scott's not a grifter. He's very smart.
Yeah, yeah.
He is very smart.
He's really smart.
and he knows business.
And he
like
knows
that's the thing.
business,
Like,
yeah.
do you actually know Andrew Huberman is a total grifter?
Grifter.
You guys, he's like a PhD in like
Neuroscience?
no, like eye vision, not like an ophthalmologist. And then like he's got like a meal at Goop, and he's like, this will like whatever. I don't know these next.
Yeah, I don't know
guys.
these guys.
Oh, part of my take. I think those guys were like sports guys. I don't know, but I don't think Hannah and Paige are grifters.
No, I don't.
So okay, well,
Listen, we got a mix. We got
yeah.
a mix. We got some grifters. We got some not grifters.
we can keep going. Sorry, I made you guys play that game.
Should we trigger warning do
talk
updates
about
on
Lindsay
Lindsay Clancy?
Clancy.
So trigger warning, I realized this yesterday. We were talking to somebody who is a young mother, and I could tell that it was like, yeah, this is a hard story to hear if
Mhm.
you anyways. Lindsay Clancy case.
Yeah, so the trial kicked off this week. We have had testimony,
3 days, I
3 days
think.
of testimony, and then today is the final day. And we're not going to get any testimony because the jury is going to the House. And I watched a lot of the first
Yeah.
2 days of testimony, which
Me
was
too.
primarily Patrick Clancy on the stand. And I thought that Patrick Clancy was a fantastic witness
For the defense.
yeah, but I think like even just overall, like
Yeah.
he was a great witness because he did know a lot. Even though people are like, he didn't know every single thing. I was like, I don't know. I feel like his memory was like pretty good at the recall. He was able to answer a ton of things. He, I think, is much stronger of a witness than what followed because
Yeah.
it's like I think they started off with somebody who was too strong because like for the prosecution,
Yes,
it
yes,
does
yes,
not
yes.
make them have a great case.
Yeah. Well, I think that I found both him and his story about Lindsay to make her empathetic.
Yeah, and
I
I think
didn't
like he's
think-
trying to do that.
Yes, no. I
Yeah,
agree. I agree. I'm
totally.
just saying, like, if
Oh,
I
yeah.
were the prosecutors and I was like, this is the big one, I'd be like, no, that's not what I got out of
And
this.
it was their choice to start with him.
Yeah.
And then the next day we had several people who were EMS,
First
fire,
responders,
force
yeah.
responders.
Well, they played the 911 call.
That was
I feel like that's been the big point of the past few days.
well, and they didn't play it so everyone in the courtroom could hear it and the media present in the courtroom could hear it, but you could not
You
hear
could
it
not
like
hear
if you were watching on TV.
Yeah, and they can't release it.
Yes. Although Molly,
Made the point that you could probably FOIA it at some point
yes,
after the trial's over.
which it's like, oh, no one needs to hear that.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like this is okay. This is part of what I think is so interesting about this case and the way our brains work.
Mhm.
Is I cannot get enough of the, for some reason, like I can't stop consuming the details of this case. And the part of my brain that can't stop consuming the details of this case is like, I wonder what that 911 call was like. And then there's the other part of me that's like, this is horrific. Like, I am so, so, so glad that this 911 call isn't just constantly playing on my TikTok scroll, because that's what would have happened had they actually played it. It would just be like there. And by the way, he could not be in the courtroom when it played, understandably so, and apparently had to have medical attention. He was so.
I think that, sorry, I put that in the notes. I think that might have been misinformation.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Fair enough.
I did a deep dive on
And
that. Yeah.
Not true.
Well, I don't know that it's not true, but like it has not been released
Verified,
publicly.
yeah.
There was, I think, maybe an ambulance there.
Okay,
But a
maybe
lot of
that's-
times when there's like something that big happening, an ambulance will be at a place,
Of
and I think there's probably a
course.
lot of like people who are outside the courtroom, et cetera. So anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough.
But I think that sorry, I meant to text.
No,
you.
that's fine.
But I think that what is interesting is you and I are both on the side of the fact that we don't believe that Lindsay Clancy should be found guilty, even though like people are like, but she said she's guilty, and it's like, well, that's not what's on trial here.
Yeah,
What's on
yeah.
trial is what is her the legal
Capacity.
repercussions.
Well, and her
for
mental capacity to have known what she was doing
Yeah.
effectively.
And it's interesting because I think that basically there are two schools of thought right now that I'm seeing come out on
Mhm.
social media. And the one school is like, she's so guilty and she
Mhm.
should be in prison for the rest of her life, and it was super calculated. And then the other school of thought is like, she, went into postpartum psychosis. She had this break. It's horrible. But also with that comes a lot of criticism of Patrick. And
Yeah.
I am just not on that camp. Like, so last night I went on Facebook, okay?
Facebook
and
still exists?
it still exists, and they
Huge, if
they
true.
don't like me over there. But one of the things that I noticed was just like the way the dialogue is around Patrick Clancy is like someone found photos of his now new wife, because they're divorced and he is remarried. He got remarried in April of 2026.
Mhm.
Someone found photos of her, and like these are 2010 photos from a bar,
Mhm.
and they are starting rumors that like the man who's in the photos with her is Patrick Clancy. Like there's a photo of her with like a bunch of friends at it's not Patrick Clancy.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's so
yeah.
clearly not.
Yeah.
And so now what it's kind of devolved into is he was cheating. He was like a terrible husband, and that she must have found out he was cheating and she snapped. And I'm like, you guys have to understand that would have been found in like
I was just going to say, don't you think that would have been the first question on the stand after 2 days?
well, that
of-
would have come out in Discovery like years
That's-
ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
It
if
would've
there was
come out-
any affair.
And it would have been the primary part of the prosecution's questioning. I don't
Well,
think
yeah.
they once asked him,
No.
were you having an affair? And did Lindsay believe you were having an affair?
The other interesting thing is like I don't think that the prosecution tried at all to poke holes in the solidity would that be the word, of their marriage.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
like I didn't
like-
hear a single question. I didn't hear a single line of questioning that was like, could the motive here have been that Lindsay Clancy thought that her husband was
And
cheating
you guys,
on her?
that would have been the best defense
Yes.
for the process.
Yeah,
Not defense, but that would have been the best
prosecution.
motive for
Yeah.
the prosecution to say like he had an affair
Yeah.
and she snapped, because that's what women do. There is no proof of that.
Mhm.
And so I think it's one of those things where, first of all, I'm like, oh, no matter what, some women believe like the worst thing that can happen to you is to be cheated on.
That's so true.
Like it does suck, but
Yeah.
like I would just say,
Yeah,
like as
that's
someone
so true.
who's been cheated on and also had shitty things happen to me,
Yeah.
there are
There
things
are
that are
worse
shittier than being
things.
cheated on.
Yeah, I
there
agree.
really
Yeah.
are.
That's
And
so true.
They're like, I just think he was having an affair. I'm like, when? And like then I was seeing that like they played video of her waiting to check into an indoor water park in Cape Cod, and people are like, look at her, dead behind the eyes. I'm like, she's just like standing
She's
there
just
waiting in line.
That's another. So I didn't realize this until this week, but she went to high school like 2 towns over from where I went to high school, and we graduated the same year. And
nuts.
it's nuts, and also in such a way that I'm like, she looks like a lot of, like,
Yeah, sure.
I
Like that's the problem. I think for me, I have to check my own bias with this case. Patrick is like every guy that I
Totally.
knew growing up.
Yep.
Growing up, Lindsay looks like every. I mean,
Girl
like,
that
they
we
both
knew, yeah.
look like two Irish Catholic kids.
Yep.
But yeah, continue.
No, it's exactly that, which is like, I have so much empathy on top of it, because it's like, I've seen these things, like somebody was like, her high school yearbook, and I'm like, if I ever got caught, I mean, like, God forbid, got caught up in something that was public in this way, there would be lots of pictures of me where I look dead in the eyes. You know what I mean?
Well-
like, but that doesn't, like, it's unfathomable to me.
Someone said in the chat their marriage could have been broken, but being heavily medicated and postpartum was the primary. I just think, you guys, if their marriage was broken, Lindsay was like writing a detailed diary. She was talking to medical professionals, and we'll see more of them
Sure.
speak. But it just doesn't seem that way. If anything, I think that one of the nice things is it looks like they had a really great marriage. Somebody
Yeah.
said to me the other day, I want to know about their childhoods. And I'm like, yeah, I think they're pretty unremarkable.
Yeah, I think
because
that's,
here's the other thing. In cases like Casey Anthony, Jodi Arias, these women had horrible childhoods, and like those things came out
Yeah,
when
very quickly.
Right. And it's just like, I think this is also too, this is what postpartum psychosis is. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Because this is like, I had never really heard about postpartum psychosis. I've certainly heard of postpartum depression. I have a lot of friends who had postpartum depression.
Sure.
But postpartum psychosis, I'm like, obviously I heard the Andrea Yates trial, but the way that it trickled down into me in like the early 2000s or whenever that story came out was about like a crazy lady. And this is the first time that I'm seeing like, no, this is a real thing that happens with some amount of regularity. And it's terrifying.
I mean, our conversations, like, there's so many things with Andrea Yates. Our conversations around mental health have changed.
Mothers.
I think that's a great thing. And yeah, I'm with you. I mean, and also we didn't have 24/7 news coverage then, because
Yes.
Andrea Yates happened in June of 2001.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Right?
Totally different time.
I was in Italy on a class trip, and I was watching the news because nothing was in English.
Yeah.
And so
in 2001, we had just started AIM. You know
Yeah,
what I
like,
mean?
it was such a
so
different
early
time.
internet. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like,
So weird.
I also think mental health conversations also like evolved in interesting
Oh,
ways
for
after
sure.
9/11.
Oh,
So I
and
think
like even more so now.
Right.
You
So,
know, like,
yeah,
it's a totally
it's
different.
such a different
yeah.
world. And so I think, and Andrea Yates was, put in prison, and now that ended up, a jury overturned that, and she was found to be. So I'm kind of like, you guys, let's not make the fucking same mistake twice.
Yeah.
If we've already corrected it once. Anyway, this has been a very like motherhood type episode,
Yeah.
and we have a clip that we want to play. This is like a little more
Yeah.
grab baggy, you guys. I want to play this clip. I found this creator the other day, Katie Love, and I want to play you this clip. I can't believe I haven't sent her to you yet.
Yeah, this
So-
is the first time I'm hearing it.
Yes.
So.
So we're gonna watch it. And I want to talk
I'm a
about it.
mom. I'm asking you to not give my kids alcohol at your house. Well, they're gonna drink anyways. Nope, that's not how it works. If you are going to do a program where you take all of their keys and let them get drunk as shit at your house, maybe, I don't know, it's a good idea to give the other parents a heads up. While you may be cool with that liability and maybe even a little time in jail, I am not. I don't care if this is your dream come true to be a cool mom. I am not cool with my 17-year-old being hungover after a sleepover at her friend's house. Before you give my kids a drink, give the other parents an opportunity to say, no thanks, we'll keep our kids at home and sober.
Tell me what the internet's reaction to this is before I
Mixed.
react. Okay, mixed.
Mixed. Yeah,
Okay.
it's mixed.
Okay.
But I want to hear your take.
I mean, I don't have kids, but I think she's 100%
Yeah.
right. I think, whether or not you personally for your kid are like, they can, like, I'd rather have them drink here.
Sure.
But she's absolutely right. Like, you can't let some other kid drink without talking to the parents first, for one thing. And also for another thing, do you remember, like, I distinctly remember a friend who had a mom that really wanted to be cool.
Right.
And those people are so, like, even then I remember being like, this is not cool. Like, this is so embarrassing. And now
Yes.
as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, that's humiliating.
Well, I just feel like, you know, we have blended this line so much in parenting. And again, I don't have kids, but blended this line so much between like parenting and child that like I think a lot of parents are like, I want to just let them make mistakes. I want to let them and like there is a difference between letting them make mistakes or letting them experiment with different
Sure.
things and letting them go to somebody else's house. And like she says, it's a huge fucking liability as a parent to have all these kids over. And I've seen these stories on the news of parents
Totally.
who let everybody come over, get fucking shit faced, somebody drives home
Yeah.
and is, you know, gets into a car
Yeah.
accident, and then you know who's responsible? You.
Yes.
Because you gave them the fucking
Of
alcohol.
course.
And I don't feel like enough parents are talking like this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that there is like millennial parenting is a very I'm a cool mom vibes. And
Yes.
it's like, yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of gross. It's kind of embarrassing.
I also think like with kids and like, you know I could be wrong here. I'm welcome to be wrong. But I also think like, guess what? Like you're going to get to go to college and drink.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like they have. I don't know. If I had a kid, I think that maybe like when I was with them, I'd be like, sure, you know, like we go out to dinner, you can have a drink, whatever, like whatever,
If
whatever.
that's even allowed, like if you're in Europe. But
Yeah,
if-
or like at my house.
Oh,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
okay,
It's like
yeah.
you can have wine with dinner or like whatever. I think that that's fine, but it's different than being like, yeah, you can party at my house. Which also, by the way, I feel like when I was younger, and like I drank in high school, I was like, but it was so much worse in high school because I would like drink to getting sick. Like I didn't know how
Right.
to drink and I didn't know what was cool and what wasn't. Like I just was like, party.
Yeah.
And then you get older and you're like, this is gross. I don't want to do this. And so like there is a reason why it's better to to not do that because you have like more
Yes.
faculties, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and
I'm with her. I also like her haircut.
Oh, she's very chic.
She's very
She's
chic.
very chic,
Yeah.
and she does all
We
this
support you.
kind of content that's like, I'm not a cool mom, I'm a cringe mom. And
Yeah.
I feel like I think
Be
we,
fucking cringe.
we need to normalize that. And she's also like big on safety. And I think like that's I think part of the problem is like it's not just safety with alcohol too. Like safety goes into things around like
Totally.
online security.
Yes.
And
I
yeah.
also think like just like remember I don't have kids, but I remember being a kid and I don't think it's that kids don't want boundaries. I think
No.
kids do want boundaries. I
Yes.
think that they want their parents to be honest, fallible people themselves.
Yep.
I think they don't want to be humiliated. I
Yep.
don't think they want to be belittled. But I do think that they want boundaries. I
Yeah.
think they want to be told like, "Hey, I love you and I don't want to see you hurt yourself." And so like as somebody who's like hurt myself a whole bunch of times like with bad alcohol would recommend you don't do this and I'm
And
not
can I
going to
just
facilitate
say,
it.
like the people that I know who started drinking in like middle school, they are not in a good place in 2026 for the most part.
I was definitely drinking in middle school.
Well, I don't. You weren't living where
I mean,
was
it wasn't
living.
like really, I guess. I mean, maybe more like high school. But like, yeah, no, it's not good. It is not a healthy sign.
I remember in the 8th grade, this girl came into school one day, and everyone was congratulating her because she had lost her virginity.
Oh,
the
I
night
remember that.
before.
Oh, I remember that.
That is insane.
remember that.
8th graders
Oh,
having
yeah.
sex,
And it was like a It's like everybody knew. Yeah, no, I remember. Not me, but I,
mean,
do
like,
remember.
that is insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that still happens now? Do you think 8th graders are having sex?
Worse. I bet worse.
Really? Because
Yeah.
Gen Z is
Z-
not having as much sex.
I know, but I think that that's different because I think like 8th graders aren't dealing with intimacy issues. They're dealing with like, hey, like porn and like
well, they might be like sending like selfies, but do you think they're like actually going and like having
yeah,
sex?
I do. Whereas I think that Gen Z, like the Gen Z problem with sex is about intimacy and struggling with like dating and getting into relationships. I
Oh,
think that's
okay.
why they're having less sex. I think, you know, like when you're younger, you're not like negotiating intimacy. You're just sort of like, hey, you know, like people in the school bus. You remember? I mean, like people were freaky deaky in the 8th grade.
They were freaky in the 8th grade, but like I just felt like sex was like extreme.
Okay, maybe they're not having sex, but you know, I think they're having
I don't know, you
sex.
guys.
Yeah, let us know if your 8th graders having sex.
And if you're an 8th grader watching this, you should be
Go to school.
Well, no, it's summer vacation.
Well, still go to school.
Right.
All right, what's having a moment for you?
You know what's having a moment for me? I'm doing what I do best, and we won't get too far into it. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. I'm fighting with Bethany again.
Oh, that's right. Wait, tell me.
Once in a while, I just got to put that bitch back in her place.
I know, I love it. You were like the Bethany police. Wait, I forgot.
Okay, wait,
Sorry,
but
tell
like
me.
my favorite thing is that like Bethany, she was like beefing with some like taking advantage of some small businesses.
Surprise, surprise.
And now she started her own like pop up in the Hamptons called Supermodel Cafe.
Ugh.
I know, and really, it's just like a pop up with a bagel shop that's like well established, and she's acting like she started a
At
fucking
a
restaurant.
bagel shop, Supermodel Cafe.
Yeah, don't even get me started. But last night, so it's called Supermodel Cafe by Bethany. So I went and I took the IG handle Supermodel Cafe by Bethany, and then I put up a photo of her and her.
You are such a nightmare to her. I mean, like in the best way possible for me. But
I know. Then I put for the photo. Hold on. Do you want me to read the caption?
Yeah.
It's so funny because now she got the account taken down. You guys
Already?
Yeah.
she is
very swift.
quick.
I know. So she got the account taken down, but I think she didn't like it because I put up a photo of her and her nonprofit, her shady nonprofit that's not really a nonprofit, business partner, Michael Capone, who has a very interesting submission to the Epstein files. And I put up a picture of the two of them. Like, just like, okay, Supermodel Cafe, that was the profile picture. And then I wrote, this was the caption. Hi, friends. It's me, Demon in Residence, Bethany Frankel. I'm opening up a cafe that's really just a brand activation by Goldbergs. I hope you'll come see it. P.S. My friend Michael Capone, who's actually the one behind my bogus nonprofit, will be there as long as he hasn't been arrested for his ties to Epstein.
Wow, good for you.
I know. Sometimes, like, she just gets, like, she forgets that, like, I'm here to, like, put her back in her
Yeah,
place.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just like, oh, whack-a-mole. And people are
Whack-a-mole.
like, she's going to sue you for slander. And I'm like,
You're like, been there, done that, honey
she's
bunny.
not, you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell. And also, like, it literally says parody account, you guys. And I say, in my opinion, allegedly,
Yeah.
we're allowed to say these things. She might not like it, but I can say it.
Also,
Anyway.
like, she doesn't want that brought to the surface.
That's-
You know
yeah,
what I
wait,
mean?
that's like the best part, you guys. Like, somebody was like, "Oh, I want to get blocked by her." I'm like, literally, just go on her page and be like, "Hey, what's up with Michael Capone and the Epstein files?" It's like saying Bloody Mary. She will block you so fucking fast.
Saying Bloody
Yeah.
Mary.
Oh, wait. Want I read this text somebody just sent me about Michael Capone?
Yeah.
Okay. So Michael Capone is a construction guy, and he runs this like bogus nonprofit called Global Empowerment Mission.
Ew.
And I've gotten
Global Empowerment Mission. That's like, what was George Costanza's?
the Human Fund.
Human Fund.
And he's this construction guy with a really shady past in Miami, and he will go to these places that have just experienced natural disasters, and he'll go in.
Oh,
and I
that's
think he's
Bethany's whole thing.
well, yeah, well, it was until
Yeah.
it got so caught up in Epstein. But people have reached out to me and been like, he came here, he scammed a bunch of people, he took off. I've gotten so many messages about things that he did in Hawaii after the fires.
Mm.
So this is one I got today. Michael Capone is a crook, and his so-called global BS brought millions of dollars worth of building materials after Dorian. I had to chase him down and try to meet with him. He avoided me. He left the island finally. As he was leaving, he threw the keys to the warehouse to the government officials to distribute the supplies. I chased him down all over the hold on, sorry. I chased him down all over the island. He found out I was looking for him, and he left the island. Had the materials in the warehouse for months, never distributed them. I have a friend that's friends with Bethany, and he even reached out to her to try to get him.
Uh-huh.
All a bunch of bullshit for views, I guess. And I was told I could share that message.
Well, he sounds like a menace.
Yeah. What's having a moment for you? Just like me, I'm a menace too. Just in a way where I don't
What's having a moment for
participate in
you?
S trafficking.
Yeah. Well, actually, mine is sort of related. The TV show Furious on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. Highly recommend. It is sort of like a cop and criminal cat and mouse, like kind of like Killing Eve. Emmy Rossum and the woman, I can't remember her name, but she was in Say Nothing.
Oh, I love saying that.
Yeah, it was so good. And it is also a little bit about trafficking, and it's these two.
What's the time period?
No.
Okay, interesting. They I feel like the same like
Say Nothing.
She
She's
loves
got an
like
old
a period
yeah,
piece.
Yeah. Well, she plays they put this out literally right from the start. She plays a murderer. And so she's sort of like, in disguises.
Ooh, I love
and
that.
it's good. It's
Okay,
good.
I'm
and
gonna watch it.
It's like
Hulu?
Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah. So recommend. There's 3 out there now, and I think then it's like starts to be that drip instead of the drop.
Yeah. Okay. All
so
right.
maybe wait till it's all out there.
I know. I can't stop myself. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. We will be back
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Bye, friends.
Bye.